Hello, guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about the Justice League, which I've now just seen. Now, off the bat, I do want to say that I do feel DC get a lot of criticism that I think are unwarranted. I mean, looking at the major publications from especially Rotten Tomatoes, Justice League apparently is not a good movie. It's disjointed and yeah, I got a lot of negativity from as you would from the major review sites going into this movie. But I of course didn't pay any mind to it because as I am a massive fan of the DC universe, I prefer the DC universe over the Marvel universe. Not to say that the Marvel universe is bad; it's just my preference. Growing up, I leaned toward DC comics more. I watched a lot more DC products than I did Marvel. The Justice League for me was a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. From the from the get go, it's basically Batman and Wonder Woman coming together to basically build a team of superheroes to battle the oncoming threat from Steppenwolf. Now, as a story, I felt it worked. Batman's motivation of recruiting these special humans, basically based on the fact that he himself feels that he failed Superman in life, and of course, sort of getting Diana Prince to sort of help recruit people like Cyborg while he went off to recruit Aquaman and Barry Allen. It's the story worked, the plot worked, the characters are the main points of the movie. It's very, for me, the movie was very character driven. It wouldn't have worked if the characters didn't blend well together. I mean, that's kudos to the actors. That's kudos to the actors that played their parts out of the park. I mean, Aquaman was brilliant. Bruce Wayne, I think, was brilliant. Wonder Woman again was a very great addition to the movie. She was a scene stealer, and she kind of acted like the mother figure for the whole group. Barry Allen, the Flash. Ezra Miller is going to be a great Barry Allen. I mean, I'm someone that is a big fan of the Flash TV series, which Grant Gustin currently plays the role of the Flash on that. But I think Ezra Miller is he's going to be a favorite for many to come. I think he's going to be a kind of shining beacon for this franchise. He may even be one of when all is said and done. I'm sure Ezra Miller's Flash will be talked about as being one of the bright spots of the DC cinematic universe. The story worked really well. Of course, like many other superhero movies, it kind of suffers from the villain not really being that great. I understood the villain's story. It was explained quite. It was explained well. The whole connection with the Amazon, the Aquaman, the Atlantis people, the humans all banding together hundreds of years ago to stop Steppenwolf from destroying the world. At first, I thought he was mainly going to be basically I thought he was coming to the world to sort of prepare it for Darkseid. I did like that they did drop Darkseid's name, even though I think they dropped it once. Steppenwolf does say Darkseid. It's like a sort of it's a very quick throw. It's a throwaway line really. It doesn't really emphasize that he's preparing the world for Darkseid, but he does mention the name Darkseid, which I was happy about because he's a placeholder for Darkseid basically. Of course, Superman coming back into it, which was no secret. Of course, he had to come back. It worked really well. I was kind of worried about how they were going to bring him back. I wasn't sure how they were going to bring him back. I wanted it to make sense in a way. I wanted Superman coming back to make sense. I didn't want it to just be like, oh, all of a sudden, hey, Superman's back. No explanation, no a half explanation, whatever. I wanted it to make sense, and it did make sense in the story. Could it have been done? Could it have been fleshed out a bit? Yes, it could have. Of course, they did. Like I think going into it, I think I know that they cut like 30 minutes from the movie. So yeah, that's probably where they probably could have fleshed it out a little bit, but they didn't really have time to. But yeah, Superman coming back, it worked. They used the I think they used it was something to do with the mother boxes. That sort of like was part of the story and bringing Superman back, which was good. Yeah, again, Superman was a very. I was very happy when he came back. He added a lot to the story. I loved the Superman character. I mean, in this DC universe, I think my favorite movie still is Man of Steel, if I'm being honest, followed by Wonder Woman. So I was happy. I was happy when Henry Cavill Superman came back. As soon as it's funny, as soon as Superman came back, basically, yeah, the threat of Steppenwolf just disappeared. I mean, yeah, there was no chance against Superman. Yeah, that's that. It's funny because it just reminded me of all the times people would say back in the history of the comics of DC that there's a Superman problem. He's so powerful. Like, is there really a threat? If the threat is not Zod or another fellow Kryptonian, is there really anything that can sort of harm Superman? Yeah, when Superman comes into it, yeah, you see exactly that Superman age old problem where yeah he just completely Steppenwolf doesn't stand a chance. Superman just it's literally like Fulham Cotter. He deals with Steppenwolf easily, can easily dispatch him. At the end, I did like the post credit. There is a post credits. You do have to sit through the whole credits to see it. Yeah, there's like two post credits. There's a very light-hearted one between Flash and Superman where they're sort of racing each other, which is quite good. Again, showcasing the the sort of like characters, how they all work together. Like they work really well together. Flash and Superman, they bounced off each other brilliantly. Yeah, the director Josh Whedon and Zack Snyder really got it right in terms of how the characters work together and how they like sort of play off each other. They really play off each other really well. They work together. It is a team of it's a brothership basically. It's like a family. It's one where fans when you go into it, you come out excited for the future. I'm definitely excited for more Justice League movies, and I'm excited for each and every individual movie from Aquaman, Flash, the sequel to Wonder Woman, the Batman solo film, and hopefully another Man of Steel. Because yeah, all these characters, their mythos is just it's brilliant. I've loved all their stories, and I know that if the studio get it right, like for me, they have done for these past two movies now, Wonder Woman and Justice League have been brilliant. I'm one of the few that loved Man of Steel. I think Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad are the only movies they didn't really get right. But yeah, going forward, I'm definitely excited for what's to come in the DC cinematic universe. And yeah, it's looking things are on the up. There's another post-credit scene, which I almost forgot to mention, with Lex Luthor and Deathstroke. It's it's an interesting one. Basically, it's Luthor and Deathstroke talking, Slade Wilson, and I think Luthor is looking to create an Injustice League. Yeah, there's like of course you've got the Justice League, so it's only natural that you have the Injustice League, the villain league, so to speak. Yeah, Lex has escaped out of prison. I haven't really seen too much of Jesse Eisenberg to really have an idea of what I feel for his Lex Luthor. I mean, Lex Luthor is probably my favorite DC Universe villain. Him and the Joker are probably tied, purely because, again, I mean, it makes sense. The biggest superheroes in the DC Universe, Batman and Superman, is, of course, you've got Luthor, who's the arch nemesis of Superman, Joker, who's the arch nemesis of Batman. It makes sense that those two are my favorite villains because, again, you need for the for every great hero, there needs to be a great villain. And I've always felt that throughout the history, these villains have just been brilliant. I mean, Lex Luthor, Michael Rosenberg of Smallville, his Lex Luthor was amazing. I think still, to me, the best Luthor I've seen on screen. I I think it will be a long while until his Superman is topped. Sadly, from what I've seen of Jesse Eisenberg, I was really rooting for him. I was hoping he would be a better Lex Luthor than Michael Rosenberg of Smallville, but no chance. Michael Rosenberg will hold the title as the best Lex Luthor until Jesse Eisenberg surprises me one day, and I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping he proves me wrong. I'm hoping he does go on to become the best Lex Luthor on screen. But from what I've seen of him, I just don't see it. There's just something that I don't find convincing of him. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just the way his face looks or the way he seems young. I know he's like 30. He's like 30 plus now, but he still just seems too. His face just seems too young to be the Lex Luthor. The Lex Luthor that his brain makes him a match for the Man of Steel. Essentially, I mean, you've got Superman who's like this god on Earth, and you've got Lex Luthor who basically can go toe to toe with him just through his sheer brain power and his genius. That's what makes him such a great villain. He doesn't use his strength because he's human, so he uses his brain, which makes him one of the most interesting villains in the universe. But yeah, I just hope that Jesse Heisenberg does Lex Luthor justice because he's such a great character. He's again my favorite villain. Him and Joker, my favorite villain in the DC universe. So I'm hoping they get him right. But yeah, it sets up Lex Luthor's meeting with Deathstroke sets up the extended universe. Really, I think I believe Deathstroke will be in the solo Batman film. Which I'm looking forward to because Ben Affleck he really is being, he's impressing me with all his outings as Batman. I've been impressed. Batman v Superman, he was a bright spot in that. Again, another bright spot in this movie. He really embodies both Bruce Wayne and Batman for me. I'm hoping the Joker, Jared Leto, is in this standalone Batman movie. I feel he needs a better script than Suicide Squad. But yeah, Justice League for me I gave it an 8 out of 10. A really, really good showing. Basically, it's a film that sets up the League and sets up the characters for their standalone movies. And on first viewing, yep, there's DC have got something here. Warner Brothers have got something here. They've got characters that they can make like great franchises from, films that fans will flock to see because characters they've got are just brilliant. They are brilliant characters. They seem to be written well, and so yeah, I'm hoping Warner Brothers get it right. And yeah, Justice League, definitely go see it. It's a great film. Ignore the major critics. I don't know what I don't know what they expect from the films. I don't know if they're grading it against, I don't know, Oscar films or something like that. Like they should be in award season. Superhero films should never be up for award season. It just doesn't make sense. They're not that type of movie. So yeah, go see it. Justice League is a great film. It's not as bad as the critics would have you believe. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you very much.